Hey guys, we need a podcast.
Yeah, all right. Hey, welcome to Born Rivals. This is our first Born Rivals segment. I go by the name of Snubb G's, and I got my partner Notorious Reg here.
Yo, it's
All right.
Notorious Reg.
All right. So what we're gonna do here? We actually recruited some of our teammates here, Marco and Mr. Coley from the podcast. So actually, what we're doing here is we're going back in time, okay, and we're gonna look at all of the years in hip hop, and we're gonna look at artists, their production, their music, their albums, and we're gonna assign artists championship rings, kind of like
I'm with it.
Kind of like sports. Like Jordan has 6 rings.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to about 98 because that's when I fell in, like 97, 98 is when I fell in love with hip hop.
I would say 99 is about when I fell in love with hip hop.
Okay.
I was born in like 92, so
I got you.
7 years to kind of start to get into it. So
I think 98 is a good starting point for everybody.
Yeah.
So then, as far as qualifying for a championship ring, what do we think the criteria?
What's our criteria?
Should be?
I'm gonna say good singles, like you have to have some smashes.
Right.
Classic project, influence.
So
Impact.
Impact
is big.
For sure.
Impact's definitely big, and
Impact,
especially because
influence.
a lot of these albums we're gonna be talking about are probably gonna be classic albums.
Absolutely.
So,
There's a lot that came and went, so impact is big.
So I want to add Skillset. Right, so I mean, because it could be a tiebreaker between two artists. They both have smash albums out. I mean, maybe we could talk about the Skillset versus one and the other.
Yeah.
Like I said, impact to the culture. Do we want to talk about maybe outside moves? Maybe if they were doing like movies
Yes,
and
definitely.
okay.
If I mean, of course, of course, we're going back to a dated time. We did some research. We got some limited research, but we to keep it authentic, it's still mostly off the top. So, just knowing that we're gonna bring the like other aspects, like the business and stuff, into it.
Right.
But main thing we're gonna remember is the music and stuff.
Yeah.
So that music impact, like you're saying,
Perfect. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna start with 1998. We're gonna cover a few years here, and then in future segments, we're just gonna keep going to
building.
current year. We're gonna keep a tally. We're gonna see who has the most championship rings.
Okay.
All right. So let's start with 1998. All right. So a couple highlights from 1998 that I remember. DMX had his first 2 albums.
2 albums. He came hard.
Dark and Hell is Hot was in June, and I think Flesh on My Flesh was 3 months later in December or something like that. Jay-Z, he had Life and Times Volume 2 was out. So Money, Cash, Hoes. What's the joint with Jazzo? Nigga What, Nigga Who?
Yeah.
Juvenile, 400 Degrees. That was a classic.
Oh, definitely. Back That Ass Up was on that.
That's you with
Yes.
that big bottom jean, huh?
Yeah. Back That Ass Up is still the go-to record at any party club when you want to get toward.
They
Yeah.
played that last night.
They
Oh,
did, yeah.
What else came out? I have Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Which is
Classic.
a classic.
Absolutely.
And from arguably the best female artist we've seen in hip hop. So
Absolutely. So,
Still sampled on the Drake song.
And that's timeless. That album is timeless.
timeless out. She had a sound. It was more than just the album. Lauryn Hill had a sound
Right.
that's influenced a lot of people today. So
Right. And she was doing the whole rapping and singing thing
and singing.
Before anybody.
in 1998.
Right.
You know what I mean? Aquemini, Outkast,
And Aquemini was probably one of my favorite albums.
5 Mics.
Got me really into like, because I do originate from the South, so
Right.
Outkast, that really spoke to me. It was different too. It was a different sound from most
Right.
of the Southern music that I heard.
Absolutely.
But man, them boys could spit.
Yeah.
Them boys could spit.
Absolutely.
They helped open up like Southern rap too. I think the North and everything. So,
Absolutely. Also, I have here in my notes, I have Big Pun's first album,
Big Pun, yeah.
Capital Punishment.
Absolutely.
So that was a classic. And then I also have the Locks, Bad Boy Locks, Money, Power, and Respect, Shiny Shoot.
Now I noticed in the notes someone said "ill to the locks."
That was me. Like, ew, I remember that. Because Coley added
I
it.
added the locks.
He
'cause
added it.
That's where I kind of really fell in love with hip hop. For me personally,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's because I'm from New York, but that's the music I heard
Yeah.
at that time.
And I
The
forgot.
Locks,
and
Rough
I-
Riders, DMX,
And I had actually forgot about the Locks. That's why I was like, ew, yeah, that was a good one.
that whole.
That is a good one.
Did anybody else have any highlights from 1998 that I may have missed?
I think
I
he pretty
mean-
much summed it up from my side, at least.
If we're boiling it down to like who had the biggest year, I think the unanimous would be DMX.
It's gonna be DMX.
Absolutely.
And I mean came with 2 albums. I'm pretty sure Belly came out that year too,
Oh.
and Belly's a classic as well. So they was doing it in multiple
Crazy.
outlets. So I
And
mean,
then he was leading arguably one of the biggest record labels at that time. I mean, between Rockefeller and Rough Riders, I mean, he was the grand champ of that movement.
The only thing DMX really didn't have, really, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember him really being big on like merch, endorsement deals, commercials. The public limelight. Like
he was kind of reckless.
They had the Rough Riders gear.
Rough Riders was hard.
Was
the
high,
jackets
bro.
were hard.
Yeah.
The jackets
The
were
leather
hard.
jacket, the bike
The
jackets.
zip joints were hard. The jean jackets too.
Yeah,
those were hard.
I forgot about
People
that.
used to rock the Rough Riders jackets.
Because that's part of our criteria. So that's the
And
only thing I think DMX wasn't
No,
as.
for sure.
And then
Yeah,
they had-
because they had like he was doing that like biker
And
biker
then they had the
thing.
bike clubs around the city,
Right.
like
That
the
was
Rough
pretty
Riders.
major, actually. Yeah.
So
He had a whole movement. That was low key like his promote his promotion movement. Like he doing that. So.
I'll give you that.
I mean, I think we won't spend too much time on it. I think 1998 is pretty unanimous. DMX, hands down.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So we'll go ahead and give DMX a
Give him the
championship ring.
man.
That's him.
Definitely give him the ring on that one.
But shout out to Lauryn Hill though, because that was
Yo, that was
amazing.
Lauryn Hill.
Timeless.
No, see, that's
She got the
the
MVP.
argument I would say is for Lauryn Hill definitely because Lauryn Hill, if you're that's the album. When you
give
talk
Lauryn
about
Hill-
Lauryn Hill, that's the
Did we
album.
give her like MVP?
She's the best female
You
rapper
know what?
ever, bro.
Oh, shit.
Well,
In my
no,
opinion.
you can't give her MVP for the season either. As if we're thinking about it, like basketball dropping 2 albums that had the success they did,
Yeah.
DMX would still kind of win there.
So DMX was MVP and Finals.
Even though I
MVP.
think Lauren's album as a whole, I think her album is a little bit bigger
Right.
as far as impact.
Impact, yes.
I would say it's bigger in impact, but those 2 albums were so
just
good and they
unmatched.
did so well
Yeah.
that you still got to give them the MVP.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So shout out to DMX. He got 1 ring. 1999. Okay.
I'm gonna hit y'all with something. Y'all not expecting.
got-
I'm gonna save that.
So the highlights that I pulled from 1999, again, DMX. So that's going to be his 3rd album. All right. We have Eminem's first album,
Eminem comes into the game. Yep.
That's
Right.
the Slim Shady LP.
Slim Shady LP. We have Dr. Dre, Chronic 2001.
Yep.
I have Jay-Z's Volume 3. So that's Big Pimpin' era. I have Nas, I Am. Missy was on the scene. Eve, Ja Rule's Veni Vidi Vici. His first album.
Oh shit.
Classic. Holla, holla.
Oh shit. That's one of my
Very
favorite
good,
albums
yeah.
Exactly.
of all time.
Q-Tip.
Veni
Ready
Vidi.
to Stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about that, Joe.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Hot Boys.
Yeah, shout out to Hot Boys.
And then Lil Wayne, The Block Is Hot.
I don't.
Which is Hot
That's
Boys.
a lot.
That's Hot Boys.
So for that year, I feel like
that's
those
a
are some
lot
good
of heat,
albums,
bro.
but I don't feel like rap was in a good place that year. I feel like they were scrambling for a new sound. They were still coming off the death of Biggie and Tupac and things like that, so they're just playing with sounds more so that year. It wasn't an amazing year of rap.
Ooh, Ja Rule's first album?
I don't know, because we had
Eminem's
Eminem
first
came
album?
into the game, and if you think back to Eminem, the white rapper,
The High. My
very
name is.
controversial topics for the time.
Yes, for
he
what
was
it was.
very controversial.
Yeah, but like, let's be real here. Like, I'm gonna be real.
Go ahead.
When Eminem first came out, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was so receptive of him as a rapper and as an artist.
Yeah.
When Eminem first came out, it took me a while. And then, like, I would say maybe like the next year, as maybe the Marshall Mathers LP, when the real Slim Shady came out, that's when I started to look towards Eminem and
I don't think
actually
you're
accept
alone in
him a
that.
little more.
Yeah, I don't-
but I would say I wasn't receptive of him in
So
99.
piggybacking off of that, I'm the same way, but the first time I ever heard Eminem was "Hi, my name is."
Yeah.
Was that it? Hi kids, do you like violence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't receptive to that,
Right.
right? But the buzz was so big around him. I peeped his first album,
Brain
That's-
damage, fucking.
and then I realized like, yo, this
I'm gonna
kid
be
was
real.
just
I
Dre.
didn't check it out yet. It took
Yeah.
me a little bit before
I
I
didn't.
went back and checked it out. I didn't check it out
I
yet.
seen him on MTV with like a million clones, like
Yeah,
everybody in the
like-
video.
I just thought his music wasn't for me because like Eminem was the original troll.
Right.
He's the king of all trolls.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, I don't really want to listen to troll music.
I got you. No, I get
Yeah.
it. I
So-
get it.
Plus,
But-
he was standing by Dr.
And then
Dre,
you
so
found
it was
out,
extra
wait,
pressure.
this dude really
But that
is the
can't
real
take
deal.
away from the impact though, because that was a big year for Eminem.
Right. No, I respect that. I would just say that I think the next year, 2000, is when he kind of took that next step up.
I'll give you that. Okay, I can agree with
Yeah, I
that.
feel like every artist. There's no artist that year that was their best album. There's legends that dropped that year, but they're decent
Well,
albums.
no,
Not-
there-
not-
there's
Ja-
there's
I'm not
Ja
gonna
Rule
lie though, Marco. That Ja Rule, Veni Vidi Vici, I'm not the
That's-
biggest Ja fan, but that's one of my favorite albums, and I could say that for me,
That's his best album.
That's his
That's-
best
and that's my
album
top
for
3 albums
sure.
of all time.
100%.
Absolutely.
You put me onto that album. I was never gonna.
yeah,
check
but
for
I'm
Ja
gonna
Rule.
be 100% honest with you.
Not from
To
me.
me, Ja Rule's like my favorite music from Rule comes from like the Murder Inc. age when he was like pairing up with Ashanti. So that's the reason I can't give it to him. And that was like 04, 03, 02, like early. So I can't give it to him.
I don't think he can check a lot of our boxes though. Also,
so spill the beans.
So
Reg.
so I told Marco my little who I got. I knew it was gonna throw y'all off a little bit, but I got Birdman. Now the reason that I have Birdman is not because he dropped an album. Now we're using. There's a lot of different criteria we're using.
You
right?
have to have music out.
Now he does. He had Cash Money Records, and Cash Money Records was moving similar to how like a TDE was. They had. So if you don't know the Hot Boys, Hot Boys is Turk, Juvie, Wayne, and BG. BG, Wayne, and Juvie all dropped an album that year. They all. Juvie dropped the G Code. Now it wasn't like one of his huge albums, but he dropped an album. Wayne dropped, of course, The Block Is Hot. Had a hit.
If you're gonna talk about Birdman, I mean, are you gonna throw Master P in the mix?
Well, I'm saying Cash Money because I'm including the fact that Manny Fresh was there. So like he basically like this year was a year that Cash Money really made. I mean, back that ass up. We doing for the 99s and the 2000s. They came into the year strong.
That's 2002 though.
Nah, that song Back That Ass Up?
Oh no, but his debut album though was 2002.
They dropped the album that year.
Hot
Boys dropped Guerrilla Warfare.
I'm not talking about. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Birdman dropped the album.
Okay, I got you.
I'm saying because Birdman owns Cash Money, and that was a big year for Cash Money. And Cash Money, that's when the South started to pop. I mean, Juvie was on Hove's album. Volume 3 came out that year, right?
Yes.
Juvie was on that album because he was popping. For a Southern artist to be on Hove's album in New York, that means he's accepted. He was buzzing.
So Birdman, he was a good executive, a good businessman. Yeah. But it's still about the music.
And the music set a precedent for what we would be hearing in the next 10 years.
He released music. He didn't make music.
I'm just saying, if I'm giving anybody a ring, I'm giving it to... He's winning a ring for at least managing and coaching the team. Because Cash Money came hard that year.
I got you. I think if we're going to give a ring, we got to give a ring to one of the players on the team, though.
Let's see.
It'd be like giving the coach a ring in this case.
I'd probably give it to Jay for that year, man.
I mean, Bird, because, I mean, yes. I mean,
Cash Money Records came hard, man. Bling Bling was out that year.
I got you.
That shit was so hard.
Bling.
I got you. I mean, if you're going to do that, I'd rather give it to Hot Boys.
Well, which I'm saying I'm cool with, but the reason that I said it was because of Birdman. Birdman was running that whole operation.
So let's hands down, what is the biggest smash of 1999? And off of this list, I can give you the top 3.
Big Pimpin',
Party Up, and Bling Bling.
All right, cool, but like, hold up. What's our criteria again? Or do we have a box for content, lyrical content?
That's Skillset.
We care about that, right?
Skillset.
Okay. So if we go back to the Hot Boys, I know they make great music.
Don't do this.
No, I'm not trying to be.
Don't do this.
Because that's not.
Don't do this because see, the only thing that I don't want you to do is what you're about to say is basically you're about to come out of pocket and almost disrespect their lyrical content.
I'm not. That's not what I was going to say.
Okay,
I'm
simply
asking the question.
Okay. I agree with Reggie though. What he's about to say.
Okay.
What are you about to say?
I was simply going to ask the question: can they check that box when you look at the other artists? Nas, I Am album dropped. Jay-Z's joint, M's album, DMX, Dark and
now
X.
we're not. I'm not going to say that I'm comparing. I'm not going to say that I'm comparing their lyricism to that point. Of course, we know that Wayne would later on grow into that same field.
But Wayne was still spitting then.
But Wayne was still spitting.
Yeah.
Right. But they still had content. They were still talking about real shit.
Yeah, Juvie was still spitting, bro.
And they had a lot of slang in that time that popped off that people still say.
That's the thing.
I give Hot Boys. They had a skill set.
If you look at who won the war, like now, the South took over. So
exactly, and
they introduced the South. So I mean, not everybody's rapping like Nas right now.
They helped because I mean, you still had Outkast, you still had 3-6, you know what I mean. You still had UGK, you still had those sounds, but they came in, they brought a new sound, and I think it started a precedent for what we would see for the next decade.
And the whole culture.
Because if you think about it, in the early 2000s, that's when the South really started to pop off, and then our mainstream music was fucking Southern dance tracks and bullshit like that.
So yes, eventually, but in 1999, in just 1999,
they popped off.
Did they pop off?
Impact-wise, this is basically impact in business.
Let me get out. Did they pop off more than Jay-Z's Volume 3,
Big
bro?
Pimpin',
now, Big Pimpin' was
video,
the biggest record. It had to be the biggest record.
It's big, and at that point, Jay-Z had Rockefeller. Rockefeller was in their prime.
He also had his third summer release, so like it's different. It's just different.
Like Jay-Z, Jay-Z was.
For the South, bro, you could argue that Big Pimpin' did more for the South than Hot Boys for that year because that was UGK with Jay-Z.
And we may have to. Like,
I can't say
that. If we're gonna give out rings, we may have to.
Because I mean, he brought them on the radio.
I mean, I feel you, but I feel you, but I can't say that. I don't know if I can say that.
Like your average person in New York that was like, I'm not fucking with the South. They're weird.
He wouldn't.
Like,
so I think
that kind of like teamed everything together. Like, oh shit, UGK. I thought they just rap about cars. I didn't know that. You know, I thought it was slow music. So,
so with 1999,
yeah, I mean, I feel that.
I'm gonna narrow it down to 2. I really want to put DMX in here because that's my guy. But let's be real. I have, for Reggie's point, Hot Boys and the whole and that Cash Money movement, and I have Jay-Z's Volume 3. If we had to get a ring to either one of those 2, who does the ring go to?
I don't want to give it to Jay yet. We could give it to Jay.
Who are you gonna give it to?
The Hot Boys are the king of the
Hot
Hot
Boys.
Boys.
Really thinking
they're
about
the kings, and they're the kings of mixtapes.
At the time, I give it to Hot Boys.
They're the kings of mixtapes too.
You wouldn't expect me to say that, but I give
Impact.
When you think about mixtapes back in the day,
they had a major impact. The mixtape game too. Yes.
Like if you think about a classic mixtape, the image that comes into your head is like it's like a Cash Money
big joints with
with the big logo at the name at the top that's blinged out bubble letters.
I think Reggie skewed your judgment.
He opened up my mind a little bit because really think about the mixtapes.
It's a conversation.
In that era.
I know.
I'm not wrong.
So the mixtapes in that era, they were very influential, bro, especially in those regions. So we may have to break it down by a regional.
Listen to what you just said. Regions
in the South, bro.
In the South.
But they were
hot as shit.
Everybody pause. Everybody pause.
Okay.
You just said region.
Right.
They had a great impact in that region. Right. How many Hot Boys mixtapes did you listen to in New York?
How many did you have in your room?
Zero,
bro.
How many?
Personally, no.
Hold on. No. How many albums did Jay-Z's Volume 3 sell? 4 or 5 million, bro.
I mean, I'm not arguing who's the bigger artist, though. That was never the argument.
But that's impact,
right?
So when it comes,
but I can argue the same thing because I coming from the South and everything. Jay-Z isn't the biggest artist on our list either.
But he was still selling records down there.
He was still selling records. He was mainstream. He was on the radios and stuff like that.
That's not his fault though. That's his
no,
impact.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying that he like. I'm not giving it to Jay-Z based off that. I'm just saying as far as what like. I feel like that Hot Boys movement kind of helped create something that would come after.
I got you. So then
that's the reason.
So you know who do you give? I'll start with you, Reg. Between Hot Boys and Jay-Z, who gets the ring?
I have Hot Boys that year. I have Hot Boys that year because I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as like y'all praise Volume 3, I'm not gonna act like Volume 3 was like even close to one of my favorite.
That's my favorite Jay-Z.
It's not. It wasn't mine. And I know a lot of people say it. A lot of people say how great Volume 3 is. Big Pimpin' was my shit. There was some good tracks on there, but it's not like. It's not my. For me, it wasn't that one. It wasn't the one for me.
God.
So because of that, that's why I have to go with that. But you know, I can admit my bias. I am a Southern.
I know,
bias.
but we can't be biased because we have to be objective. So one of them is impact. Yeah. And one of them is business. I know you're biased, but you have to be objective. Yeah. Jay-Z's impact is bigger than the Hot Boys that year. It's null and void. It's not even up for debate.
Yes.
Just looking from 99. Don't look at from 2018 what it became. From 99, that's one of my least favorite Jay-Z albums. But out of that year, that was at best mediocre. Like Jay-Z was the best.
Rockefeller was the biggest.
Yeah, he won that year.
Everybody won. Everybody was wearing Rockaware. Yeah. They was throwing up the diamonds.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So for that year, I think he's right.
Like nobody, Rockaware. Did you forget Rockaware?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
80 mil in like 18 months. Y'all can bullshit with rap if you want, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't remember what age I started rocking Rockaware. I don't remember.
But Hot Boys didn't have that. They didn't have any Hot Boys wear.
True.
Right.
So I mean that's business.
If the internet was out then,
I guess people started wearing bandanas on their head, like in the front, at the top, like Juvie. Yeah. Juvie had some impact, but as a collective, I could agree because Lil Wayne didn't start bubbling until later, and nobody cares about Turk. So
I'm giving the ring to Hov for 99.
Yeah, Jay-Z got it that year, man.
I think we can agree with that.
I don't want to do it.
For that year.
I don't want to do it.
It was just a whack season. Like, it was a whack season, but it still got the ring.
I loved hip hop.
Oh, so nobody even mentioned Nas I Am, did they? So nobody cared about that album.
I mean, Bless did.
Well...
Bless is a Nas.
Hey, was that I Ruled the World? Bless?
No, that was It Was Red.
It was Red. Yeah. What was the highlight? What was the highlight off of I Am? Was that the joint with Genuine?
Nas like it Hate Me Now.
Gotcha.
Hate Me Now.
Hate Me Now.
Yeah. The Missy Elliott was pretty hot too, though. She had a song with Eminem on there.
He had some songs with it.
It was a sleeper. So the impact wasn't. So just because it was a sleeper, meaning the impact wasn't.
I feel like he still had an impact though, cause he was still on that boom bap. You know what I mean? He was keeping the essence. He was rocking with DJ Premier.
Right.
Yeah.
He still kept the essence of hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? So
I got you. Do you think
super mainstream
with the criteria, business, impact, skill set, and actual just the music itself, do you think Nas I Am over Jay-Z?
Are we really talking about that?
I'm asking him. He's a Nas fan.
Let's see, you do it.
Everything.
Impact, no. But I feel like I Am was better than Volume 3.
A better album than Volume 3.
Better album.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
interesting. As far as just overall, as far as impact, Jay-Z got.
So Jay-Z got 99?
Yeah.
I mean, Big Pimpin' was one of the biggest records ever. I mean, that video. Actually, you know what? Yeah, he gets the ring because of the video.
Yeah.
The Big Pimpin' video.
Dash.
He gets the ring just because of that video. Yeah. That video was too hot. That video was too hot.
Where we sitting at, Bless?
21 now.
21. All right, so we can do one more year. So we're gonna move into
year 2000.
Year 2K. So this is Eminem's second album.
Oh dang! I wanted to talk about 2001, man.
The Marshall Mathers LP. We got Stank. I mean, we might be able to get into it. Stankonia, Outkast. We got Ghostface, Supreme Clientele. We got Dead Prez. We got Jay-Z's Dynasty album. We had Nelly. Ludacris' first album. Little Kim, the Notorious K.I.M. Big Pun's second album. We got Cameron, SDE. And we have Ja Rule's second album, 336.
I know my pick.
Go ahead.
So what's your pick?
Talk it off.
I'm picking Nelly.
Nelly was
hot,
we were having
bro.
a conversation outside.
Flaming hot, bro.
Country Grammar, EI, they were really big records.
It was, and it was a different sound, and it took everybody.
And that album is a classic, bro. Track for
really
track.
is.
EI was one of my
Really
favorite. EI was one of my favorite records, if not my favorite record that year, probably.
Man, so I think we can narrow it down pretty easily with this list to Nelly and Eminem's second.
I
album.
think
Mathers, for
the
sure.
Marshall Mathers LP. That was when I started to kind of pay attention.
That's
That
when a
was-
lot of
but that
people.
was-
That's when I started to pay attention.
Now at this point,
That's when I started to take him serious.
At this point, Marshall Mathers was everywhere. Like
Stan,
because he was bashing
My Name Is-
NSYNC and all the boy
Oh,
bands
yeah.
and Britney Spears. Like he was on the news on TRL.
He was
for-
trolling heavy.
He was that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was everywhere. He was, and
Exactly.
MTV gave him so much free promo.
He was on his
Exactly.
white Tekashi 6ix9ine, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
much.
let's do the music part. So the music part, I think Eminem's second album and Nelly's,
Nelly's a better album.
they both have the music, right? So they both have hot albums. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next part. Impact.
Whose singles were bigger on those though? Because
Eminem's.
we were talking.
Probably
no,
C.
no,
because
no,
at the time,
no,
at the time.
Actually,
Nelly, like
I don't
Now,
know.
maybe total spins.
I don't
it might
know.
Be M, but at the time, it's probably
It
Nelly.
might,
Yeah.
like
We can
at the
check.
time,
I don't know, but
I
let's-
think
let's-
Nelly
let's-
might have. I don't know if he was. I'm
I
trying to
am
think. I don't
whatever
remember.
I say. What?
But Nelly, I mean, those.
it gets fuzzy in
You gotta,
between
cause
those
you gotta
singles
think about
on that.
club appeal,
on that
and you
Marshall
gotta think about
Mathers.
club appeal as well, party appeal.
I get
Nelly
it.
had all that. on
Club
lock.
appeal is for us though. We got to think outside of our box and who else it appeals to, right? So we have all the white America now is hopping on Eminem. So they have something that they can attach to now. So it's bigger than just urban community now. Now you got middle-aged white kids listening to hip hop now because they have something to grasp onto. Yeah, they were listening to Nelly. That's cool, right? Like I think as an urban culture, we all listen to both albums.
Yeah.
But once the white culture was listening to Eminem, like they probably weren't listening to any other hip hop but Eminem.
Exactly.
It depends. That's not true.
my
Because I was up. I believe that was when I was up north. Is when around 2000. That was when I was 8. So like second grade. Yeah, I was up north in Boston around that time, and I was up there, and I was a huge Nelly fan, and I heard it on the radios.
Oh, no.
I heard it at the parties.
No.
So like white people were, and I mean up in Boston, it was a lot of white people.
No, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of my friends were white people. They were still they were listening to Nelly too.
Nelly, yes. Everybody, the hip hop community, wherever you listen to it, radio, CD, they all listen to Nelly, yes.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is Eminem brought in new people who normally probably would never listen.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Country
I think.
Grammar
Oh, if we're
sold
talking
10
about,
million units.
Like, come on.
oh yeah, no, if
It's
we're
not
talking,
an
yeah, hell yeah. Cause
It's really not an
Nelly
argument.
went crazy. Nelly went crazy. But if we're talking about impact, I would definitely say that Eminem has more impact.
I think
yeah.
Eminem reached more people.
Absolutely.
He reached more and new people.
I would definitely agree with you on there.
So-
I would definitely agree with that. But now, but that's the thing. I had Eminem at first too, and then Marco brought up Nelly, so we started looking at music.
You have to bring
like
up Nelly.
album versus album. And I was leaning a little bit more towards Nelly's album as a whole because
I'm going with Eminem's album.
Eminem towards the end of that album, some of those tracks
it gets
start to get a
suspect,
little.
man.
I mean, because he had they were controversial records, but
like Kim
they're
and all
not
that
That
shit.
shit was hard.
Criminal.
bro.
But
Kim,
I mean,
when he
who's
talks
really
about
checking for
basically
those
killing his-
songs.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know.
Marshall Mathers LP is a certified classic. To
Hell
me,
no,
that's
not track for track,
Think
easy
about,
listen.
Though,
No.
if we really jog your memory for a minute, right? I don't remember how old we were at the time, but I do remember when Country Grammar came out. Everybody was wearing a Band-Aid on their fucking forehead, bro.
I mean, I think that's a small impact. I mean,
I don't know if it's
Hell
small.
like
no.
a couple people in high school, like might, you know what I'm saying, that was like baby.
If we
that's
had
baby
social
impact.
media back then, the way we do now with Twitter and IG, that would be the way.
That's a what if, but we didn't. So I'm just talking about people and where I was at. I saw a couple people trying to jock the way, but that was more corny than anything.
It was
If I saw a
corny,
motherfucker
but
with a
it was corny.
Mad
That was
corny.
corny.
You mad
that
corny.
was
Yeah,
mad corny.
definitely
So
corny.
that's
Mad
bad
corny.
impact. Like that's
But how many people you see dye their hair blonde?
That's
like white kids.
No, I'm talking about black people. Everybody like Eminem's the hottest shit out. Let me look like him.
That's what I'm
you ain't
saying.
seen nobody fucking black dye their hair blonde except Dennis
Until
Rodman.
Cisco.
But, I mean, that's
Fuck outta here.
I mean, that's cool. I mean,
Like,
Cisco-
Hey, Cisco's a legend though.
Nobody
Don't
wanted
disrespect
to be.
Cisco.
Nobody
No
wanted
Cisco
to be
slander.
Eminem, bro.
No Cisco slander.
Ever.
nobody wanted to be Nelly. They just liked the Band-Aid. Like,
No, but hoes wanted Nelly.
Niggas wanted to be Nelly, bro.
And-
Females wanted Nelly.
Okay, but
Women
but you-
loved Nelly,
okay, cool.
and dudes rocked with Nelly songs
Yeah,
because
right.
it made females go crazy. They loved Nelly.
You're
stuff.
speaking to what you see. So let's talk
Right.
about what you didn't see. Let's talk about all the
How am I
fucking.
supposed to talk about what I don't see?
But you have to be
How the
objective.
fuck am I supposed to talk about what I don't
Hold on,
see?
let me talk, bro. Let me talk. You have to be objective and know that it's there. So yes, bitches wanted Nelly. Are you saying bitches didn't want Eminem?
I mean, of course, bitches wanted Eminem, but I was saying if you're comparing it, I saw black women and white women want Nelly.
Yeah.
I saw women of all races. Did I see that many black women crying and trying to see see Eminem? I mean, no.
On TRL, you did.
Not black women, no. I mean, I didn't.
I mean,
I can be real. I didn't.
I
didn't know you did. I didn't.
But I mean, the color is really irrelevant. I mean, we're
Yeah.
just talking
It's
about impact. It's just reaching people.
but I mean, it's demographic. So I mean, if I'm saying that the black African American demographic doesn't,
which is only
Isn't rock-
which is
it's
only
It's
this
skewed
big.
though because there's more
I don't
white
think
people.
so.
So it's skewed. You can't look at that number.
So
You
listen,
can't. You just
exactly,
can't.
you can't. So you got Eminem and Nelly being played on all of the urban radio stations. So
Right,
that's they're
together.
all getting played there.
Right.
All of them. Eminem reached a whole nother mass when he dropped.
right.
I don't think so. The mass shooters and serial killers. Who the fuck did he really reach?
What? Are you serious, bro?
He reached the weirdos. Like,
Are you
bro,
tro- are you trolling?
Nelly
Are
was
you- are you-
rapping
are you
on a
trolling?
country ass song. Like,
you
bro,
trolling
he's
me right
rapping
now?
on that's a country song beat,
gotta-
bro.
He's gotta be
Like,
He's
bro,
trolling me, bro. Are you saying
what separate demographic did he reach? Like,
White
are we
people.
serious? White
White
people
and
weren't
hip-hop,
listening to rap.
Period.
White people been listening to rap since fucking Snoop Dogg, bro.
I need you to.
Are you serious?
Dog, come on. Get
Y'all
with me,
shit
bro.
back
crazy.
on,
Y'all
bro.
crazy.
This motherfucker's
Yo,
trolling.
I mean, okay, but either way,
Impact. Who had
At
the
the
biggest
end of the
impact?
You
yeah,
fucking
let's just
Eminem
troll,
got
man.
people to listen.
yo. So who,
got white people
Marco? Who
listening.
had the bigger impact? So who had the bigger
Nelly, bro.
impact? Nelly. Okay, who do you think had the bigger?
It's Eminem. But
Eminem.
It's
Who do you
not,
think
it's
had
not
the
Going one roll there.
It's not,
Okay,
it's
I
not-
think Eminem had the bigger impact as well. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
for that
check
year.
that box for him.
Cool.
For that year.
We're gonna check that box for him.
Nah, bro.
I think he had bigger
Hell,
impact as far
I
as
don't think
bringing
that's.
the new
I don't
market.
think. I mean, Nelly had a strong year, but as far as impact and like people and reaching people, doing new things, like Nelly wasn't on TRL causing issue like ruckus and controversy and all of that.
Censorship. The album was censored still when it was released. So there's just a lot of shit.
And the shit
He had a lot of fans.
The
Yeah, he
shit
had a lot of
Eminem
people.
was saying was like causing a ruckus.
Right.
Nelly was just a new artist, new sound, and it was clean. He didn't have any blemishes on his record. He was just a new hip hop artist that was dope.
Nelly did.
Cool.
It's a
I look
close
at it, I
second.
don't know.
Eminem had everything. Eminem had everything Nelly. I just said Nelly had, right? So he was
Yeah.
a new artist. He was dope. He had good music, but also add the fact that he had controversy. He was talking about fucking Britney Spears and NSYNC and these faggots can't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I
faggots
mean,
is-
Facts.
That's
You know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying?
If somebody did that now, we'd say like, "Oh, he's trying to do this for fame. He's clout chasing."
That's Tekashi.
That's the thing.
I
So
mean, he
Eminem
invented
came
the
in.
troll.
He had Dre co-signing him. Look at somebody. This dude's from St. Louis. We had never seen St. Louis on MTV or any
everybody
shit
does-
like that,
Everybody
bro.
does shit for clout.
Like, dog, not back then.
50 Cent came out with a whole.
Niggas wasn't. If you name drop, of course it's gonna start a controversy. But look at it, record for record. Niggas can't name more records on that Eminem album than the fucking records we
I
already
would say that music-wise is the only one.
So just
Nah,
because
I would give it to him.
Kill You, Criminal,
Even if you go with
Kim, like this shit was trash.
Just because you can't doesn't mean there's 15 million other people who can.
That's an easy listen for you.
It is to me.
He's killing his wife on the joint, and we're riding in the car. That's lit.
I mean,
track for track.
I mean, I've listened to
Fuck outta
Eminem
here,
tracks
bro.
where he talks
Oh,
about
wow.
wild stuff, and it doesn't bother me. I
It's
can't
easy-
say
it's
that.
an easy
But
listen,
there
bro.
is songs that Eminem makes that I'm like, nah, I'm not really fucking with it too. But
And
I mean,
doing-
at the end of the day, like the only thing you're really arguing is the music. If you're saying that his Nelly's album is better than Eminem's as far as just the music, okay, but I still think Eminem had a bigger impact.
So boom. So we got Eminem for impact. Let's go Skillset. Obviously.
Skillset, Eminem.
Let's go business. Shady Records.
I mean, Eminem had Dre.
Yeah,
Eminem had Dre. So it was
Business
impossible.
would be Nelly.
It was impossible to almost
Like-
lose there.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that's why, like, yeah. I mean, he had all the tools for success.
Eminem. Do we got Eminem for 2000?
I think so.
I still give it to Eminem.
Eminem.
I think so.
I still give it
I
to
have
Bless,
no-
where we
no
at?
comment on
Can we get one more? Bless?
him. I didn't like the last one.
32 now.
All right. So we're gonna wrap it up, man. So let's do a quick recap. 1998, we gave it to DMX. 1999, we gave it to who do we give it to? 99. Hove.
Took 99. Yeah.
Big Pimpin'.
Yep.
And then 2000, we gave it to Eminem. DMX, Jay-Z, and Eminem.
I'm still
Nobody even mentioned
the
the
up in
Chronic.
arms.
Yeah, but
2001.
I don't know if the Chronic really like we
Yeah.
look back
It
at
wasn't
that as like
Eminem.
this big
I think
thing.
a
But
lot-
really, it wasn't though.
Forgot about Dre.
A lot of
was
the
cool.
impact off of the Chronic was due to
Eminem.
Eminem.
Yes.
Eminem.
And nobody wants
Actually,
to admit
yeah.
that.
So
No
in
one
that
wants to
case,
admit that. When
in
you
that
look
case,
back,
Eminem dropped 2 albums that year because
You know-
he wrote that whole fucking shit.
he may have.
Yeah.
It's Dre. Dre isn't this god that like no one. I don't give a fuck if he drops
Hold
that
on,
album,
time
bro.
out. Hold on, time out.
I don't. He's not that guy.
Man,
He's a
time
dope producer. He's one of the best in the game. Certified, easy. As a rapper,
Oh no, we all know he doesn't write.
right.
We all know he doesn't write.
So I don't care about Dre as a rapper. As
Yeah,
a
no,
producer, game
Dre
changer.
is like a
He can mold you into this.
I
person.
don't think
the
he's-
Chronic 2001 was like it's like him playing DJ Khaled. He's just putting together.
Basically
good
was a DJ
songs.
Khaled type of
Yeah,
thing.
he just
Yeah.
putting
Without the
artists
yelling.
together, making good music. That's
I
all.
think Dre one of the best engineers, like in studio
far.
producers.
That as
By
well.
far,
Yeah,
GOAT.
he's
His
gotta
got a
be
beats
good ear.
is not that crazy, but
He's got a good ear.
I mean,
Yeah.
I still think he's one of the better producers turned rappers too.
He's
though.
sharp.
yeah, he's nice.
As far as just he's had a lot of hit songs as a
Yeah.
rapper as well. So
So for the next Born Rivals, should we look at giving producers rings? Because we could. There's a lot.
We can dive
well,
into
no,
R&B.
I believe
You know
that
what I
a
mean? We'll do
producer
whatever.
can win a ring.
Yeah,
Just like, you know,
Yeah, we
There's a
could.
lot.
just
We
like
should
an
sorry,
artist
look
could.
at
So.
It's part of the team. It's
I mean,
it's
Metro.
the
If
team
we're talking
staff,
about
the
like
coach.
2016,
Right.
if we're talking about like 2016, or 2017, you know, I'd be giving to Metro Boomin because he was the sound. So that's something to think about.
So
for our
what
next
we'll do,
ones.
we'll pick up on the next segment with 2001.
I think we should post
2001
these.
is gonna be interesting.
2001
We should
is
post
gonna be
these
good.
on the gram and just like show so and so versus so and so the last two and let people comment and see what they think.
Yeah, let us know. Give us some feedback, man. Let us know what you.
Yeah, tell us what y'all think. If we left anything out, you know, if you think there was somebody we forgot to talk about or whatever, let us know, man.
Absolutely.
Born Rivals, we're signing out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Y'all forgot busting rounds, dog.
Oh shit, you right.
Hey guys, we need a podcast.